The newest comic series has released. It focuses on our favorite Star Wars bounty hunter, Boba Fett. I will preface this video with a warning. There will be spoilers for the comic series War of the Bounty Hunters, not to be mistaken with the Star Wars Bounty Hunters series that is ongoing. This latest series takes place just after Boba Fett takes his bounty, Han Solo, from Cloud City. It is full of Easter eggs, a cameo from Attack of the Clones, an alias Boba uses, and a tie-in to the sequel trilogy. Don't boo it yet. Let's get with the interview first. Today on Star Wars Fanatic. If you're new to the channel or haven't taken the creed yet, go on and hit the subscribe button, like the video, share it, and leave a comment. It really helps boost my channel. One more time, there are spoilers directly after this for the new comic series Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters. Continue at the risk of being spoiled. May the 4th, we got to see the first episode of The Bad Batch on Disney+. The very next day, on Revenge of the 5th, that's what some are calling it, we got the release of the new Boba Fett-centric comic War of the Bounty Hunters. It begins the tale of Boba Fett transporting his latest prize, Han Solo, to Jabba the Hutt. Immediately there is a problem with his cargo, and he has to make a stop to fix it. While there, he is required to make payment up front, but doesn't have the cash yet. But he can work it off by taking on a job for his fix-it man. So let's start at the beginning. Boba Fett looks over his prize. He sees Han Solo in carbonite as he contacts Bib Fortuna to let him know he is on his way and to have his payment ready. But in the middle of the conversation, something goes wrong. Carbonite is not stable for organics, and Solo will melt into goo if his casing isn't modified. So a stop is needed on Nar Shaddaa to visit an old friend whom Boba calls Doc. But he is no ordinary four-armed basilisk. It's none other than Dexter Dex Jetster from Attack of the Clones. Remember the cook in the diner that Obi-Wan visits about the poison dart? Yeah, that guy. He's even still wearing the dirty apron. Dex says he can fix it and that carbon freezing and organic was a bad idea. However, Dex wants the payment up front. Alas, Boba doesn't have it, but promises double when he delivers Solo to Jabba the Hutt. No deal. Dex needs payment, but has a job for Boba Fett if he chooses to take it. He asks him to kill a fighter named Wireman Lictor. The fighter has cost Dex a lot of money in a pit fight and wants her dead. She is the reigning champion and is undefeated. Boba argues that he would be recognized too easily as his armor is well known. Dex comes up with a solution, a kind of paint that dissolves after a few days. Paint the armor and use an alias to gain access to the fights. Win enough of the fights and he will get to fight the champion. Then kill the champ to complete his job, and Solo will remain alive. Easy enough. Boba Fett does just that. He gains a sleek new look, entirely black, and uses an alias to enter the fight. One after another, Boba Fett wins. Each time, his entrance fee is tripled in payment. The entrance fee that Dex originally fronted. Finally, he gets to face the champion, Wireman Lictor, and he soon sees why she is undefeated. She is a spider-like creature with a humanoid body. She is equipped with twin blaster rifles and web-spinning capabilities. Not just that, but her spider legs are pointed and can pierce his armor. And they do. One appendage cuts straight through his shoulder. Just before that, he uses his jetpack to maneuver, but the spider lady ends that quickly by spinning a web and removing the jetpack, pinning it against a wall. With some decisive actions on Boba Fett's part, he finally uses one of his gauntlet weapons to defeat her, killing her. Boba Fett has won and become the champion. Did we doubt he would? No. He's the protagonist of this story, and we know how Return of the Jedi goes. Plus, he's just a badass. But when he finishes the fight, he is approached by some gangsters. They want him to fight one more time to make up for the money they lost on their champion. They will not give the money he won for the championship until he does. In classic Boba Fett style, he tells them, "Keep it," and he walks away. However, when he returns to Dex's lab, he finds Dex has been killed and Solo is missing. Notice I didn't say Dexter's lab? There's a reason for that. It seems others have the same interest in the bounty on Han Solo. That is where the issue ends. First, I will give my analysis, then I will let you in on the little things they added to catch fans' attention. Well, at least this fan. I'll begin by quoting Dave Chappelle. I wish I had more thumbs so I could give this issue 3 thumbs up. It's that good. The art is amazing and Charles Soule knocks another Star Wars out of the park. Black armored Boba Fett really adds to how far he is willing to go to turn in his bounty for a reward. Not to mention he killed a bunch of fighters and became the champion after being pincushioned by a spider's leg. I really can't wait to see what happens next. This is the only comic that I haven't waited for a full volume of, and I'm glad I didn't wait. There are multiple variations of the cover art, so be careful. The first I chose was only one of 50, and the price reflected that. $50 US. I'm not made of money, so I put it back and got the original variation. Hopefully one day I can find the other variation again, but I doubt it. Still, the original cover is enough for me to collect it. Now let's get on to the juicy bits, the Easter eggs. I already mentioned Dex Jetster's cameo. I was a bit disappointed when he was killed by rival bounty hunters, but it really showed that he has shady tendencies. It makes the scene in Attack of the Clones make more sense as to why he knew so much about an obscure poison dart. Sure, this takes place long after that scene, but it's much easier to imagine him being a deviant before Attack of the Clones now. The next is the tie-in to the sequel trilogy. The criminal cartel that holds Wireman Lictor in such high regard is called Nar Kanji, or a branch of Kanji Club. That gives Han Solo so much trouble in The Force Awakens. Don't worry, they were all eaten by Rathtars. I thought this was a good addition, as we have never heard of Kanji Club before The Force Awakens. Next up, in one part of one of Boba's fights, they call him the Beskar Brawler. I'm sure they aren't molecular physicists, but it does seem to further the canon material that Boba does wear Beskar and not Durasteel like legends may suggest. Get used to it, haters, he wears Beskar. It's also mentioned in the Bounty Hunter series that is ongoing. It's canon. Another isn't really an Easter egg, but an explanation of why his jetpack changed in Return of the Jedi. When Wireman Stick webs his jetpack to a wall, Boba never goes back and retrieves it. He leaves it there. That leaves me to assume he has Jango's jetpack and maybe some armor stowed away on the Slave One, and he's been switching between Jango's armor and maybe Jaster Mariel's. D.R. Moran, there you go. But it does seem that whatever Dex did helped improve carbon freezing technology for the Mandalorian series. In another fight, Boba is referred to as the Mando Maniac. Does this prove he is a Mandalorian? No, but it does move it one step closer. It can be said that they recognize the armor as Mandalorian style, but most beings in the galaxy know when a Mandalorian fights, rather than an imposter. He was making short work of his opponents, and even the champion didn't hold him off for very long. Sure, it's a comic and the scenes had to be shorter, but it doesn't feel this fight took all that long. So, they may have recognized his fighting style, being they are in the fight business, and see all kinds of people come through, and aliens. The last thing I would like to put attention to is Boba's alias he uses to fight. When he is registering for the first fight, they ask his name. Of course, he can't use his own name as it's recognizable, so he tells them his name is Jango. That's right, he wins all these fights with his father's name. Is it significant? Yes. He could have picked any name from a hat, but was quick to say Jango. Why is this important? It furthers the notion that his clan means more to him than a random alias. He won these fights in his father's name. I'm sure there are other things I missed, such as Nar Shaddaa itself. Every time I hear it in anything Star Wars now, I think of Jedi Fallen Order. But what do you think? Have you read it? If so, what are your thoughts on it? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this series. If you are new to the channel or haven't joined a Mandalorian clan, go on and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date on all of my Boba Fett and Star Wars theories and thoughts and discussions. Also, hit the like button and share the video with some friends to show your love for the hard work I put into each video. And join me every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US for a live stream. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way, the only way.